Today we're doing a science playthrough on Deity difficulty, where we're doing things a little bit different and taking our time explaining things step by step as we go through, so that beginners and newer players to the game can learn the concepts that are important to make them succeed on Deity difficulty. If you think this might help you, then stick around. If you want to get good at Civ 6, subscribe and click the bell to keep up with the channel. Alright, so getting into this here, we have managed to secure ourselves a golden age. As you can see, this definitely isn't our first episode in the series though, so if you just stumbled across this video, I would definitely suggest clicking on the top right corner somewhere up there. There will be a link to take you to the first episode in the series so you can catch up. I would definitely suggest you start from episode 1. However, I'm not your mama, so do what the hell you want. Let's continue on here. We just entered the medieval era. We've secured ourselves a golden age, and we chose the Monumentality Dedication. In case you don't know, it allows your builders to move 2 extra movement spots. It also allows you to build purchase civilian units with faith. Buy civilian units with faith, so that goes for builders, that goes for settlers, and it also goes for traders. There is absolutely no dedication in the game that is better than that, as long as you have some sort of faith income, which we do. It's not crazy high at this point, but we do have 487 saved up, so let's go ahead and spend some of that now, shall we? Also, we want to get a builder up here. We are still a ways away. Let's take a quick look here. We're a ways away from feudalism, but it is getting closer. So we want to get there as quickly as we possibly can in order to get the serfdom policy card online, which will allow the builders that we purchase to have 2 extra charges, which goes a long way. In the meantime, we're going to have to make do with having Liang here in the city. What we're going to do is we're going to buy our builders here in this city and then have them move down to wherever they're needed in the empire, and that's because builders in this city have +1 charge because of her promotion here, Guildmaster. Alright, so that is a mouthful. Let's just get down to it. So we want to go ahead and definitely purchase a builder here. Now, what I probably will do is also I'll also go ahead and buy a settler. Now, I'm going to wait until Magnus is established in the city though, so I'll hold off for 3 turns before doing that, and that's because we have the provision policy card there, and that will stop it from consuming a population, which is important because what we want to do is the city's already at 8, it's going to hit 9 population in 3 turns. And we want to get it to 10 population as quickly as we can so that we can get the boost towards civil service here, which is grow a city to 10 population. So that is why we are going to do it that way. We'll hold off. In the meantime, let's keep going here. This builder, meanwhile, is going to go get this pasture up online, and then we'll head over there to use our last charge to get that farm up and running. Okay, so before I forget, well, I guess we have to do this Congress here. Now, let's go ahead and say plus 100% production towards things in the campuses. We're obviously not putting any points in because we don't have any, as we've been selling them all for gold, which, again, you know what, if we don't get this, it's not the end of the world. Now, again, earn double points towards great people of this class. What we're going to do is go ahead and pick a great scientist. However, I'm telling you right now, we're gonna lose this one, as in case you don't know, again, as a new player, this is a tip for you. They like always, I mean, now watch, I'm gonna jinx myself and they don't do it this time, but the AIs always vote for great generals the first time this patronage comes up. So we're definitely gonna lose this one, but oh well. With any luck, we'll still get the plus 100% production towards buildings for campus, because I found, don't quote me on this, it's not a rule set in stone by any means, but I've found in my playing experience that generally speaking, especially for the early world congresses, if you don't win one, you'll generally win the other a lot of the times, even if you're not investing diplomatic points. So let's put my theory to the test. And of course, both of my Oh, fuck me. And of course, both of my theories were dashed. They went for a holy site, so we didn't win that one. And they voted a great admiral, which, alright, that is a little bit surprising, but oh well. We'll take a look down here, though. Yeah, that's a little bit weird, but okay. Anywho, either way, it doesn't really matter because it's not that big of a deal to the game whatsoever. And we've definitely gotten way more use out of the immense amount of gold that we've gotten for our diplomatic favor. Now, speaking of our diplomatic favor, I just noticed that we are now only earning +2 diplomatic favor per turn. Before we get into that, what I am going to do is come here. We're going to activate our friendly warrior and our friendly scout over here, because we've been holding them off because we didn't want to get era score, but now we want to remember to get them activated. But anyways, back to the diplomatic favor. So I've noticed that we've gone down to +2, which means somebody stole suzerainship from us, and as you can see here, somebody took Jerusalem from us, which is what it is. But now that we've gotten a new era, one of the first things you want to do is come in here and we want to take a look at the new city-state quests that are available. So we got construct a commercial hub, which we'll definitely end up be doing. Zanzibar here, trigger Eureka for castle, so we'll have to take a look at that. I don't have that one memorized by any means. Bandar Brunei, recruit a great scientist, so we'll definitely be getting that one very shortly here. Train a galley still for Cardiff. If we end up settling, well, we will end up settling a city down on the coast because we want to get the era score from settling this wonder down here. So we'll definitely be picking up that quest as well. We'll go ahead and buy a galley. It's like 280 gold or something, and that will get us some era score as well, like 2 era score for getting the galley, and also earn us a free envoy here. Now let's take a look at Jerusalem's, and they want to trigger a Eureka for military tactics. So I'm pretty sure we're not going to be able to do that one, because I think that the Eureka for military tactics is, or the boost for military tactics, I'm pretty sure is oh wait, is it tactics or tradition? Wait. Am I getting them mixed up here? No, it is tactics, so I'm not getting them mixed up. See, it's not this one here, military tradition, it's the next one down the line, and I'm pretty sure it's to build an encampment. Oh, never mind, I'm getting it mixed up. See, military training, and fuck, these things are all confusing. It's military tactics. Okay, so it's in here somewhere. Let's take a look and find that. Okay, kill a unit with a spearman. Well, never mind. I don't think we're going to be getting that one anytime soon. I don't see us getting a spearman, or a reason for us to get a spearman, let alone getting a spearman and then finding a use for it to get him into combat and actually kill something with him. The chances of that is really, I mean, I might as well win a lottery. So anyways, that one's kind of we're shit out of luck for that one. What was the other Eureka, though, that they wanted? Eureka for castles. So let's quickly take a look at that. Castles. Oh wait, they said Eureka. Jesus, I keep getting them mixed up. I'm not on a good roll here. Castles, let's see, it should be up here, right? Yeah. Okay, so adopt a government with 6 inherent policy cards. So we will eventually get that one. I'm sure we're going to get to our Merchant Republic before the end of this era, so I'm sure we should be able to get that as well. Now, once we end up getting Apadana here, as long as we don't get sniped on it, we should also we should be able to snipe, or not snipe, but we should be able to take suzerainship here of a couple more, and get our diplomatic favor earning back up to where it was before. Alright, so now here we finish our granary. That's going to help us grow. There's no need to buy builders, as we're going to use faith for them. Now, as far as what we're actually going to do next, let's go ahead and just grab a monument. Now, we are going to be wanting to build ancient walls in here, but what we're going to be doing is waiting until we get defensive tactics, so that we can throw in the Limes policy card, the plus 100% production towards defensive buildings. It always makes more sense to do these things when you're planning, to just think ahead and slot in the policy cards in order to be more efficient. Like, there's no point wasting my time building walls unless I have an army that's knocking on my doors immediately. Like, this city has next to no population, So they're going to take forever to build the walls. If we take a look, it would take 25 turns at their current production levels, which is just ridiculous. So it just makes a whole lot more sense, especially to just build it faster. But then also, even if you're going to chop in order to get things out, it obviously makes a whole lot more sense to chop when you have the right policy card slotted in, so that you're not wasting production, or wasting potential production, I should say. So we'll go ahead and get the go ahead. Oh my god, I'm having a day. The pasture. We'll go ahead and get the pasture online here, and we'll build a farm next there. Also, what we're going to do here is we're heading across the river. We're going to build a farm here, and then we're going to take this builder and get him to run all the way back across over here, and we're going to build a farm there. Again, we're trying to get the boost towards feudalism. Now, for this one, when we build that farm, we probably will harvest it shortly thereafter in order to build the population up here faster. However, you get credit for just building the farms, not for having 6 active at the same time. So now, with that being said, we are only 2 turns away from Magnus getting online here. So what we're going to do is grab our freshly new builder here and get him to come down as quickly as he can, start making his way towards them, and we'll go ahead and purchase another builder here. So it is 320 for us to build or to buy a settler. We'll go ahead and scoop this one up. Now, yeah, I think we had been planning on buying that settler with faith, but it's just, you know what, there's no point, since we're going to be able to chop a bunch of settlers out here in Uric. We're better off getting builders and having our empire's infrastructure built up faster. Alright, so now that we've gotten all that taken care of, let's start exploring here with the warriors. I probably will put them on automated exploration. And now the reason for this being that I just get tedious. For me, I find it tedious always controlling the explorers. Like in the early game, I control them because I care where they go, but now at this point in the game, we're headed into the mid game, I really don't give a shit, to be completely honest, as long as they're exploring somewhat and finding us new things. Now this one I will control because we want to send them over here specifically so that we meet whoever this civilization is that we knew was over there. So we'll go ahead and get them headed over there. Now here we're going to go ahead and chop this so that we have a location for our campus. So it had an added effect of also finishing our granary, which will help the city grow a lot faster. Now we'll go ahead and drop our campus right here. So +5 campus definitely will go a long way towards helping our science game. Now meanwhile here we're going to go ahead and chop this so that future builders will be able to get some farms online, or we'll have a spot to build a wonder or something at some point.
People who cannot find time for recreation.
Okay, so
sooner or later to find time for illness.
We've got the games and recreation thing. I don't think we're changing our... Yeah, we're not changing our policy cards at all yet. We will be slotting colonization in shortly. Now, see, this is what we want to do here. So we still have 11 turns of Apadana left, and we do want this like immediately. So what we're going to do is we're going to leave in the Corvée policy card. So instead of switching to colonization, which will be useful because we want to get settlers out and we'll be chopping for them here in Yorick, what we're going to do is, instead of going for defensive tactics, we're going to go towards a shorter one here that will allow us to change policy cards quicker. So that will give us 3 turns to do it. So I think what we will do is, instead of, we've been talking about buying our builders up here for that extra building charge, and we will be doing that as much as we can. However, at this point, I think we are much better off to just spend the faith, get the builder down here, since we only have 3 turns before we switch out of that policy card. So we'll go ahead and get them going. Now, as far as where they're going to, let's get him to... Ooh, it's going to take 3 turns. So we'll delay that by 1 turn, and we'll put a turn into defensive tactics. Now we've finally got our great scientist here, so let's take a look. We have Omar, and what does he do? Triggers a reuse moment for 2 random technologies and the inspiration moment for 1 random civic from the medieval or Renaissance era. So sure, we'll go ahead and grab him. That is great.
It is the mark of an educated mind to be able to entertain a thought without accepting it.
So that's good for us because it helps us get education here. That gives the boost that we needed to get there even faster. And then on top of that, it was also the quest here for Bandar Brunei, so it gives us an extra +4 gold in the capital now for getting that great scientist as well. So definitely a nice little treat. He's going there. Now the great scientist will go here and activate it right away. Unfortunately, we got Reformed Church, which we weren't really going to get anytime soon. But we did get military tactics, which is nice, so that's freaking awesome actually, because now this is the boost that gets us that quest. Remember that we weren't going to get because it was like kill a unit with fucking spearmen or something. Well, there we go. We got it that way. So this will get us another envoy built up in whatever city-state that had been. And then banking is a nice one because we will actually be headed towards that as they're actually useful. All right, so Builderman's going over there. Now this builder, you had been planning to send him over there, but we'll definitely not be doing that. What we will do is go ahead and send him over here, and we'll purchase that tile. Oh, we need 120 gold, so let's get rid of some of our diplomatic favor here. Let's try and hit up Philly here again. And good, he does have some cash, so let's go ahead and see exactly what we can get from him. Nice. Alright, so 129 is the sweet spot. We'll go ahead. Thank you, sir. Now let's also see if our trade deals have expired, and they have not yet, so that's fine. Now, since we do have the builder here that we paid for, this builder's coming down. That means that we can actually use this builder here in itself. So let's get this coffee back up online. Oops, not remove. I almost clicked remove improvement. So let's repair that. And then since we do have the money now, before I forget, because I almost did, let's buy them this tile here. Now let's take a look at and see if we can afford this tile. I probably not know 120. So actually looks like we'll be able to grab that next turn, and so that'll be a nice tile for us to scoop up, since it'll have we'll be able to build a mine on it, and then on top of that it will also give us +2 faith, so that will definitely be a nice one to grab. So in the meantime, hold on, let's get Buddy to head over there next turn. Now, as far as where we're going technology wise, we got education, which was our big push to get our universities out even quicker. Now what we're going to do is take a look here. I think we only need to get 2 more. So we're going to go towards construction so that we can get lumber mills on as soon as we can. And then we're going to head straight towards military engineering. Now, we're not being aggressive by any means, don't get me wrong, like we're not planning for a war. Hopefully we can avoid one with Spain. We'll have to play it by ear here. But we want to get military engineering so that we can find niter sources. Hopefully we'll have some, because we'll want to be trading our resources away that we're not using. For instance, our horses, we're not planning on using those, so I should go try and peddle those off right now as quickly as we can. You always want to stay on top of that, selling stuff off as much as you can that you're not going to be using, so that you can use the gold to buy yourself other stuff that you are finding useful for whatever you happen to be doing at the time. So now let's take a look at the stuff here. As after we get military engineering, we're going to want to head towards printing next. And this is because, for one, it increases your diplomatic visibility with other civilizations, which is somewhat helpful. Not to mention, all tourism from great works of writing are doubled, which will come in handy later once tourism with flight or whatever, once tourism changes and provides you culture, that'll come in handy. But immediately what we're after is the Forbidden City here. Now, having the +1 wildcard policy slot is ridiculously powerful. It is so helpful that I would suggest prioritizing it immediately, so that's why we're going to beeline it for there as soon as we get military engineering, so we have access to the Niter. Now, taking a look at that, now that we know where we're going and why we're going there, let's take a look and see what we can do to speed things up here. Now, first and foremost, build a watermill is an easy one. Build an iron mine is another one if we have them. I'll have to take a look. I don't remember off the top of my head. However, let's give us some time to do these things. So what we're going to do in the meantime is, instead of starting on construction right away, we are going to actually go back and take the wheel first, since we'll be wanting to get it and we've already boosted it. So now let's take a look and see if we can get a watermill anywhere. And in fact, there you go. So they're producing. Oh, we don't. Do we even not even have the tech for it? We have a river, right? Oh, the tech is the wheel, right? The tech is the wheel. Wow, I'm special. All right, so there you go. In 2 turns, we'll be able to start building a watermill, and then we can switch into the iron working here. So let's take a look. Do we have any iron? Iron. Okay, so we will if we settle down there. Oh wait, hold on, go back. Was that in our territory? No, it's not. Okay. Alright, so we're shit out of luck at the moment. However, we would have one if we settled down here. We could get that online, whether we're going to or not. That is another question. We probably won't be able to do that in time to get the boost. However, it should still work out that we'll be able to put some turns into it. So what the strategy is here, we're going to do is we're going to research the wheel, which will allow us to get a watermill. We'll start producing a watermill, which will give us the boost towards construction. In the meantime, we'll start putting some turns into iron working, like just a turn or 2 at the most, before getting into there, and hopefully it'll all work out nice and smoothly in order to save us science in the long run. Because if you can end up getting these boosts for these things, it just makes more sense to spread your science around rather than wasting it if you're going to be getting things boosted anyways, rather than having to hard research them. Alright, so let's continue on here. Moving along, let's go ahead and throw this guy on automated exploration. So we found Brussels. Let's take a look. What do they want us to do? Recruit a great general. So that is definitely not going to be in our wheelhouse anytime soon. We still have one more turn before Magnus is established, so let's skip that turn and we'll wait for him to be there. Now, in the meantime, let's head straight over here and get the camp established on the deer. Sounds like we met somebody else. Ah, nice. So we met Fez. We finally met a scientific city-state. We'll definitely want to prioritize them, so if we're lucky enough, oops, where is it here? If we're lucky enough that we get the Apadana, which fingers crossed we will, we'll definitely put all of our points into them, and we should be able to take it over. We get 3 from the Apadana, and then, oh nice, send a trade route. That's a nice and easy one to do, so that'll put us at 4, and then this envoy here also will go a ways towards helping with that. So now, speaking of which, we can buy civilian units with our faith. So let's take a look here. This is our farthest city over there. Let's see how much it's going to be for a trader. 115. Alright, so we now are going to be saving our faith and using it to get that trader faster, and that will help us secure the Fez, which even having the 1, even before we completely secure it, just getting the 1 turn in there for having +2 science in our capital is a nice little boost here. it would have been more effective getting it in the early game, but beggars can't be choosers. We'll take what we can get, right? Alright, so let's get this farm going here. Again, we will be replacing it eventually, but in the meantime, it helps the city grow more. And speaking of which, since we have some decent tiles to grow into here, what I am going to do is actually prioritize food in this city so that we grow our population and can actually take advantage of those tiles. Alright, so we finished the monument here in Sipar. Now let's go ahead and start on... We'll put a turn into a university. We're going to switch out of it and start a watermill immediately next turn. However, for now, since we will be building a university eventually, obviously, it makes sense that we put one turn into it so it is not wasted. Alright, so now Magnus is settled in here, so we're going to go ahead and remove the feature. And I just forgot, before I forget again, we'll go ahead and switch to military tradition so that we can switch out of the corvée policy card here. Meanwhile, yeah, you head over there so we can do that shot. Oh wait, it's 2 turns now. Never mind. We'll put one more turn in defensive tactics and then switch it, because it used to be at 3 turns and he still needs to get there and do the chop before we switch out of the policy card. But it'll work out just fine. He'll be there next turn. So even if it was 2 turns, though, if it took him another turn to get there, that would be fine too, because we could just chop and then switch out of the policy card, like I talked about last episode, where we could do the chop because our corvée policy card is in right now. We could do the chop, and then after the chop was done, then switch out of the policy card and confirm it. However, he'll be there next turn, so it's all for naught anyways. Let's go ahead and chop this forest now. Took our Oppidanum down to 7. Here, we also want to prioritize the production so much. Let's say no food for you and see if that helps anything. It does take a second for the stats to upgrade. Now, oh Jesus, somebody's killing Fez, you fucking... Oh, well that is a damn shame. Oh, that is such a shame that she's going to be killing them, and we don't even have any military units. Oh, we do. Never mind, I'm having a brain fart. I'm thinking about Civ 5, where you can give a gift of a military unit to... Wow. Alright, so we unfortunately are just going to be shit out of luck, as it looks like she's going to be killing them, and there's not much we can do about it. I mean, if we did become suzerain of them, she might stop, but I don't think we're going to be able to get that in time, as it's still definitely a few turns away, at least, from the Oppidanum, and that city doesn't look like it's going to be holding out. Alright, so trying to give us a shitty deal here, but our open borders has expired, so we'll go ahead and trade that off on our turn. In the meantime, though, we will take advantage. We'll have 3 there, so let's go with, I think it's 42 that he'll trade it for? Oh, maybe not. Oh no, it's 29. What am I talking about? Never mind. Alright, so he'll do it for 35, so we'll go ahead and do that now, and then as I said... Oh, so see, this is what you got to pay attention to. So we just, our friendship just expired, so we definitely want to go ahead here and renew it immediately. And then what we'll do is we'll also sell our open borders as well. Let's see how much she'll give us. Try 50 to start with. And there you go, she'll do it. So if they really like you and they don't have grievances, they'll generally do 50, if not usually 40, if they're somewhat happy with you, and then all the way down to like they will just give you like 15, or sometimes not even pay you, or they want you to pay them. See, so now Germany here is a good example. We have 59 grievances. We'll have to see what exactly he'll give us for our open borders. I don't think it will be very much. Oh, well, there you go. I'm pleasantly surprised. I guess because we are still a declared friend that it overrules the grievances. Now let's take a look and see. Let's trade off to Spain here. Now I just realized that we got our ivory resource back, so let's trade this open. He doesn't like us, so I'm sure he's not going to give us very much. He will give us a little bit though, so let's try. Again, it's always good to get the bulk gold out when you can. Let's, oh wait, he went to 50. Let's try 35. Okay, so 29 is a sweet spot, it looks like. Alright, so we'll go ahead and do that now. And now let's go ahead and trade him our ivory, and he will do that. And again, we're going to take the bulk gold, especially considering we might be going to war with him if he gets cranky. Let's see if we can squeeze another gold per turn out of him. Nice. One more, maybe? No, too much. Alright, so there you go. It's definitely a nice deal. We'll go ahead and take it. Okay, so we're back up with some nice gold here. Now, oh, it's just unfortunate we can't do anything about that at the moment. Now, as far as chopping this out, let's go ahead here and we can afford a builder. Now, normally I would just wait for the faith, but we're waiting to use our faith for that trader. Either way, whether we get it with Fez or not, we still do want to have a trader. So we'll go ahead and use that. But now what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and buy a builder here. And this is to chop out Apadana. Now, I don't know for sure if they'll be able to cross a river, move onto a hill, and then chop. I don't think so, even with their bonus movement. So we are going to delay military tradition by one more turn, so we'll sink another turn into defensive tactics. But hopefully we'll be able to get Apadana and secure the suzerainship of Fez, and then hopefully she'll leave them alone, but we'll have to play it by ear, especially considering that we don't have any diplomatic favor. I guess that's the one bad thing about trading it all away, is we have no diplomatic favor where, oh, I guess we couldn't do it anyways. Alright, so I completely forgot about trading away our horses. I had mentioned it earlier. Let's go ahead and do that now. So let's take a look and see what he'll give us, see if he's interested in them first off, because I know Scythia definitely will be. Or Scythia, fucking Jesus, Tomris definitely will be. I always do that. Anyways, so he'll give 1 gold for 30 turns here. So if we take a look and put this to the maximum, see what he'll give us. So he's saying he'll give us 7 gold per turn for 30 turns for 28 horses. Let's play around and see if we can squeeze more out of them. Now, this doesn't work all the time, but sometimes it does, depending on their needs. So what we're going to do, it'll take us a little bit longer, but let's just go turn by turn here and see just how much gold we can get for our horses. So that's 3 we're up to. Now be careful, like me, I have fat fingers and I click too fast sometimes. I've done this so often where unfortunately I go to what would you give me, but I misclick and I give gifts, so just pay attention to that. Do as I say, not as I do. Alright, so I'm pretty sure that was 7 that we're at. Yeah, because we had 28, so yeah. Now let's see. There you go. We can get more than 7 gold. Let's see just how much we can get. And this as an added incentive. Sure, we are giving him enough to make 1 horseman, which technically, yes, he could use against us. However, by trading for all this gold per turn from him, not only is it going to give us a huge boost, obviously, but on top of that, it's also going to take the wind out of his sails when it comes to him attacking us, because now he's clearly not going to have a whole lot of excess gold per turn to fund his military, and get him to buy more units and such. So again, obviously this is a little bit repetitive. Obviously this is a bit repetitive, but it's definitely worth it in the long run. However, I won't bore you anymore. I'll cut it from here on out, and I'll just skip ahead to when we find out just how money we actually got rid of. Alright, well, as you can see here, clearly we managed to get rid of all our horses, so that's an extra 28 gold per turn. So thank you very much, Philly. We definitely appreciate it, my friend. Now let's take a look. We finished the wheel, so we already talked about what we're planning to do here. Let's put a turn into ironworking here. Actually, you know what? We're just going to straight up research it, because we're not going to get a settler down there in time by any means. And that should give us a little bit more time here to come to our city and get a water mill going. Unfortunately, 6 turns is a little bit steep, but we don't have the best production here by any means, so let's take a look and see if we can maybe get one of our other cities to build it that does have a little bit more production. Let's see. We got 4.4, 11. Yeah, never mind. That is the best option we have at the moment. Alright, so we definitely want to go ahead and pick this up. As we said, it was 120 to buy it, so oh, it moved up to 125 now. So unfortunately, don't think we have... Oh yeah, we still have our diplomatic favor to get rid of. Now, Philly doesn't have anything left. We cleaned him right out. So let's move on, onward and forward. 3, let's see if she'll give us 39 is usually what they'll do for 3. And see, yeah. There you go. So we'll grab that from her, which will give us enough. Let's buy that tile here and get us a mine up and running. Like we said, that Pantheon is now starting to actually come into practice. Hopefully this mountain starts spewing shit soon. As you can see, we got that extra 2 faith here, which is definitely a nice pickup. So we're going to go ahead and build a mine. And that's looking like one hell of a nice tile, if I do say so myself. 3 food, 3 production, and 2 faith. An 8 yield tile is definitely a nice way to go. So we're going to get him to head straight over here and get that going on that tile as well. Now we have the camp online over here. Let's use their last charge to go ahead and... Actually, this will be the city that we're going to build the Aqueduct in order to get the boosts towards military engineering, is build an Aqueduct. So, and we need to build ancient walls in order to get engineering. Ugh. Well, we're getting defensive tactics, so hopefully it'll work out. We'll have to do a little bit of dicking around here to finesse, but in the meantime, we're going to go ahead and get some more money from harvesting the copper here. So 131 bucks is a nice little amount of change. Now, as far as what we're going to use it for, we'd obviously be buying tiles. Now, it's a matter of which one. Well, this guy's getting here, so let's go ahead and chop again and see how much closer we get to the Appendana. Not much, only 5 turns, so it's a little bit unfortunate. We're going to have to bring in the big boys, so we'll go ahead and harvest this rainforest as well, which should help us probably get to 10 population, I'd imagine. Oh, not quite. However, we have this builder here, so we're going to go ahead and start using some of these forests. However, we'll save them. We'll save the forests for when we're chopping out settlers, as they have a lot higher yield production. Now, it is a little bit of a shame to be doing this. However, our capital isn't really going to be our huge producer of anything, as we don't have that high of production in the capital. So I'm feeling okay doing this. Normally, I don't like to chop forests if they're not on hills, but I think that us getting our settlers out faster is definitely worth it. A little bit of a sacrifice. Now, ideally, if I had been thinking more, I probably should have built the Governor Plaza in since it has all the production to support it. However, it didn't have as many chops to make, so I think all in all that we will end up doing pretty well. Now let's go ahead and okay, we met the Cree. That was the nation that was over to the east that we had seen their borders. Okay, so it's an honor to meet you. We'll go ahead and send them a delegation. Alright, so let's send the Cree delegation, so we start off on the right foot with them. Now let's go ahead and make a deal. See if they want our horses, and they're willing to pay, but not by much. Let's go with open borders and sell that. I don't think they'll give us very much. Let's try 40, but that's probably asking too much. Yeah, see, they're pissy. They want us to pay them, so I don't want open borders that much. I don't really care. They're quite far away from us, so I don't see them being a threat. Now, as far as where we're going to settle here, let's take a look. We can squeeze another city down here. You want to always fit in as many cities as you can, even if some of them aren't going to be the most ideal spots. Now, this one will have a nice campus to set up there, so that's a good start for them. And we'll settle, I think we could do it on the spices as well here. Oops. Fat fingers, there we go. Yeah, it won't be fresh water, but we can still settle on the spices here. And they'll have a good spot for a campus as well. Right, so there's that. Now let's take a look. And the reason I started thinking about settling is because I noticed that Tomris, hey, I said it right that time, and the Scythians are getting closer to us now. Oh, I'm on appeal. I was like, how can I settle so close? Alright, so unfortunately, actually we might be able to settle a city in here, squeak one in as well, if we move fast enough. Now the loyalty does look like it'll be a little bit of an issue, but I think we can kind of negate that as the city grows too. It'll make it easier to settle there. Not to mention another tip here, and what I probably will end up doing is if you want to settle, like, especially if you're going to forward settle an enemy, like get in right close with them, it's always best if you can do it to make a culture alliance with them, because that way they don't your cities aren't affected by their big cities by loyalty, so you can get right in close here. Like, we could settle this city and have no problem whatsoever. So that is definitely what we will actually end up doing, as I'm more concerned about settling this way than I am about coming over here. Alright, nice. So I just noticed too, we weren't sure, we knew that the German city was going to revolt, but we didn't know who was actually going to get the city, as the Spain was really close too, but it looks like we're going to end up getting it. So we got 8 more turns until it flips over to us. Now the good thing about this too is that we'll actually get some bonus era score as well for it flipping to us. I think we get 2 era score when it converts for the first time, so that will definitely be a nice little bonus. Now, I do want to take a quick second to say if you're enjoying the video so far, please do me a favor, click like on the video, give it a thumbs up, and better yet, leave me a comment down below. There's definitely been quite a few interesting ones when I used the line, I don't care, you can call me an asshole, just leave any comment. The funniest one I saw was somebody said, I love you, Poppy. But yeah, anyways, leaving a comment or a thumbs up or both, better yet, like I said, goes a long way to help a small channel like me get found out, so I'd really appreciate that. But anywho, let's shut up and get back to the game here. Oh fuck, there's a plane going overhead. Alright, there we go. The plane's gone now. So here in Lagesh, we're going to go ahead. We just finished our campus, so we're going to jump into the library right away, as we want to get even more great people points going. Now, as far as our builder here, we do have 2 more charges. And let's go ahead and build a mine. We need to get our production up in the capital here where we can. Now, I guess that's not really helping much of anything there, so we'll go ahead and take that off. Now, as far as what we're going to do next here, we'll go ahead and purchase these tiles over here. And we'll chop out that rainforest and hopefully get ourselves down closer to Apadana. Now, in the meantime, hold on, how many charges does he have left? Actually, he has 2 charges, so what we'll do is send him there next, and we'll get this builder to actually come over here and build a farm first, and then we'll get this builder to head up towards the forest. He still has one charge left. Actually, not the forest, sorry. I keep forgetting, we want to build farms in order to get the boost towards feudalism, so we'll buy that tile for him next and get him to use it. So in the meantime, let's talk to Philly again, see how much cash he's got. Shit, he must be rolling in the dough if he's giving us 30 per turn and he still generated 119 gold for himself. But anyways, so we'll take our 3 here and try and squeeze out 39 gold from him. Apparently he's a little bit pissy, so what was it, 35 I think last time. So you know what, we've already gotten our relationship as much as we can out of them from doing favorable trades, so I'm just going to say it is what it is, and not really worry about it. So what I'll do is go ahead and let's try and make a deal with Poundmaker here and see if he'll do it for us. So 39 for 3, and he won't do it either. So let's take a quick look here and see if she will do it. I mean, I know it doesn't seem like a lot, that 4 gold, but hey, you know what? If you do it 10 times, it's 40 gold. It sounds like it makes more sense when you say it that way. Anyway, so we got rid of that for some extra cash there. We still don't have enough to buy the tile. I think it's 120 something. Yeah, 125. So we'll be able to scoop that up next turn.
Everything has its limit. Iron ore cannot be educated.
Alright, so we've gotten iron ore. I screwed up. I forgot to switch into military tradition, so we'll do that now. We'll do that next turn. Meanwhile, we'll head here and we'll buy that farm, or we'll buy the tile so that we can get the farm. And we'll still have to wait for... Actually, you know what? We'll build the farm over there too, since we have to wait. Who cares? Well, we won't be able to harvest the banana and chop the rainforest. We'll have to do that with another builder, but that's fine by me. Now we've got our 130 gold here. Fez has still survived so far, thank Christ. Let's actually take control of the scout and see what we can see. Alright, so maybe they've fended off the attack here. Let's go ahead. We're going to purchase our trader. Oh, the price of the trader went up? Oh, no. Oh, wait, what? What the fuck? Oh, I can't buy a trader because I don't have a market. Wait a second. 1 out of 1. Who's the... where's my fucking trader? Sorry. Search, who did I send the trader to? Alright, to them. Okay, so it should be ending when they get back to our city. Looks like it came from the capital, right? So yeah, that should be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 turns until they're done. Unfortunately, we'll just have to wait, I guess, because we don't have a commercial hub coming online anytime soon. Now, we got our iron working, so what we'll do is we'll put 2 turns into engineering, and then we'll switch over to construction after that. I just gotta pay attention and remember to switch it, so fingers crossed, because I'm notoriously bad for that. Anyways, okay, so let's get a mine going up here. And then in the meantime, where are they expanding next naturally? If I can avoid paying gold, I'd like to. Okay, nice. So they're going to expand to there. So we'll just go ahead and wait for them. We'll actually head over to the marsh, and once it expands there naturally, we'll go ahead and clear that in order to boost their population. Okay, cool. So we got another era score from finding that. So we're at 68 of 88. I know that seems like we have a ways to go. However, we will get there sooner than later. I'm sure we'll at least secure a normal age. But ideally, we're going to try and go for a golden age if we can manage to do it. I know it seems like it's quite a ways off, but once we start getting some bonuses for getting like the theater square here, getting the harbor down there, it will all happen faster than you'd think. So yeah, anywho. So the Kree wants to trade us. Now, we're not going to give our diplomatic favor away like that, but we'll trade the horses to them, sure. And now, on our turn, we'll go ahead and trade our diplomatic favor to them.
Darius made this Apadana, but it was burnt down. By the grace of Ahura Mazda, Anahita, and Mithra, I reconstructed this Apadana.
Alright, nice. So we did manage to finally secure our Apadana, and so as you can see here, we get +2 envoys when you build a wonder, including Apadana in this city. So it's great. It gives us an extra 2 envoys here, and ideally in the long run, we'll build a few more. Ideally in the long run, we'll build a few more wonders. So hopefully that'll help us get some more suzeranships and earn some more diplomatic favor as we get further into the game. Now, completing that also gave us the boost towards buttresses, which is what we need to get a dam. So that'll come in handy when we're looking. It wasn't this one, it was this one over here. Yeah, to get this city, this campus to the +3 adjacency. Not to mention, we've managed to get to 10 population in the capital, so we've gotten the boost towards civil service, which will help us unlock the alliance, which will allow us to forward settle
slavish obedience to rules.
Thomas and the Scythians over there, so that will come in handy, as well as we're about to start cranking out a lot of settlers here. Now, we're definitely going to change policies now. As we finished our production, we're going to get rid of Corvée, and we're going to slot in colonization to get to +50% towards settlers. Alright, and now, so we're still 2 turns, now we're 2 turns still away from defensive tactics, which we want to get the Limes policy card in, and we're going to do that in order to make building walls faster. So next turn we'll switch out of engineering and put 2 turns into construction. Meanwhile, we're 2 turns away from the watermill. So that should time out fairly well, I do believe. Hold on 1 second, let me think about this again. Actually, we'll just switch out of it right now, because we're 2 turns away, we'll get the boost. Yeah, it'll work out perfectly that way. We'll just switch into it right now so that the boost will work properly, because we'll have the watermill done, and it should work out quite nicely for us. Alright, so we have gotten Apadana, which is great. Now, we've finally hit our 10 population as well. What we are going to go ahead and do is throw down our theater square here. As you can see, we have a nice +5 theater square, so we'll go ahead and drop that now. And we'll go ahead and let that build for a few turns while we get some more builders into position. Now, we'll go ahead and buy another builder. Oh wait, how many? 155. Alright, so next turn we'll buy another builder over here. Now we do have our 2 envoys here. Unfortunately, we won't be able to get Fez immediately, so we'll just hold on to those. And it looks like we'll have another envoy in just a few turns here. So, or actually next turn, I should say. So between those 3 envoys and then the 1 envoy we get when we send the trader, once this stupid trader has made his way back to Uruk, we should be able to take over the suzerainship of Fez here. Now, speaking of which, what I am going to do, I know we should be exploring and whatnot, but I think I'm going to hang around here. We can't... Actually, never mind. I forgot we don't have open borders, so we can't go into the territory. I was gonna try and like just body block for them here and make it harder for them to attack, but we'll just continue on our merry way. So we'll put the scout back on automated exploration. Now, in the meantime, here we're building a farm like we talked about because we're trying to get the bonus towards feudalism as quickly as we can. Now, we do have some diplomatic favor, so let's go ahead and trade that away. Now, Scythia is giving us the most money for our bank, so let's go ahead and do that with her. We should be able to get all her money, actually. Let's see if she'll do it for 5. No, okay. Can't be too greedy, but there you go. So we got 73 more dollars. Now, we're going to have the builder next turn. Yeah, so we'll just go ahead and end the turn. Now, this one is going to go ahead and... Oh, yeah. We don't own the frickin' tile. So, let's go ahead and buy that and remedy that situation now. Alright, so we'll go ahead and harvest the food. Meanwhile, we'll just put this builder to sleep until the territory expands there and we can harvest the marsh. Okay, so we earned that envoy, so we have 3. That's fine. We're holding on to them for the reasons we already talked about. Now, we'll use this guy's last build, but before we go ahead and do that, we're going to switch out of the theater square production and we're going to switch into producing a settler, and that's in order to take advantage of the production boost we have from our policy card Colonization. Remember, it gives us plus 50% production, so we'll go ahead and do that. Took it down to 2 turns, and again, so now we'll switch back to the theater square, and this is kind of giving us the best of both worlds as we're getting production points towards the settler and also getting our theater square up and running, which we definitely need our culture to improve because it is quite lacking at the moment, to be completely honest. We're coming up on turn 100 here. Generally speaking, I usually like to have at least like 55 to 60 science per turn and 55 to 60 culture per turn by turn 100, so we are definitely behind a little bit as far as that goes. Now, with that being said, it will help once we manage to get up towards medieval fairs, but as you can see, we're still quite a ways away from that, so it's just a little bit unfortunate, but it is what it is. Anyways, we have 2 more builds left on this guy. Let's go ahead and build a farm here to complete the triangle. I think this will be the 6th one. I'm not 100% sure though. It was the 6th one, so that's great. We have the boost towards feudalism taken care of, so now we'll definitely concentrate on helping them with their production in the capital, as they don't have very many locations left to do that. And actually, you know what? Rather than have him wait here, since we're buying this builder anyway, we got that builder there. This builder has 2 charges, and there's 2 forests for us to chop. So let's just get him to start heading down towards the forest there. Alright, so sounds like there's a barbarian camp around somewhere.
Defense is superior.
Alright, nice. So we got defensive tactics, so we're going to change policies. We already talked about it. So what we're going to go ahead and do is we're going to take off the campus adjacency bonus and leave colonization in there with urban planning for the extra production, as I think it's definitely helpful. This is only going to be a short transition anyways when we're putting lines in, so we'll go ahead and slot that in now and we'll confirm it. Oh, actually, before I confirm it, since it is a short transition, what we're going to do is we're going to switch out of Charismatic Leader as well, and we're going to slot in Diplomatic League. So this is because the first envoy you send to each city-state counts as 2 envoys. So we'll pop that bad boy in there, we'll confirm it, and now this is actually going to make us be able to take control of Fez this turn. So we'll send them 1, which will turn into 2, and now we'll send 4, which gets us 2 air score because we took the city-state suzerainship away from the Kree, and then it also gives us the suzerain in general, but then also we'll be getting an extra +2 science from every library building, so that definitely goes a long way to help them. And then we still will end up sending that trade route there to get the extra envoy afterwards. Alright, so we have that taken care of now. We finished it down here. Let's take a look. We already talked about needing more culture, so what better time than now to build a theater square here, and we'll slot that in now. As far as where we're going next, like we said, we want to do a short transition, so let's take a look here and see what is in our better. It's better to go with the military training here in order to get this. While these policy cards aren't really going to help us much, it brings us closer towards exploration, which we need to get to anyways. So that is why we're choosing military training rather than theology here. So we're not going to head all that way over there. First though, we're taking military training, and then oh wait, 9 turns. You know what, screw it. I take it back. Never mind. We're just going to go straight towards feudalism. It's only 3 more turns, and we want to get this serfdom policy card in as quickly as we humanly can. So that's what we'll go ahead and do. We did get another governor title, so we'll go ahead and promote Liang to the zoning commissioner, so we're 1 step closer towards getting our reinforced materials there. Alright, so now with our new builder, we'll send it down here and wait for them. It should just be another turn or 2. Oh, they switched things up on us. Those bastards. Alright, so we're just going to go ahead and do it manually. Then we'll purchase this tile, and we'll go ahead and get rid of the marsh. It'll boost our population up 1 more. And now, in the meantime, let's head over here and get these horsies online.
The 4 building blocks of the universe are fire, water, gravel.
Alright, so we got construction now. We can build lumber mills, which is definitely a nice boost. We'll definitely be wanting to take advantage of that as quickly as we can. Now, I just want to double check. Yeah, we are working all 3 tiles that are generating faith. It just isn't very much at this point. Hopefully this volcano will become active and help us out. In the meantime, let's trade away some of our diplomatic favor for gold here. Let's go back to Thomas. Ooh, I'm getting better. Unfortunately, she doesn't have very much money, but we'll take what she does have. And we won't be able to get that much, but let's try 72, I think should be the magic number. Oh, apparently not. Alright, 71. It just had to make me look bad, that asshole. Alright, anywho, so we got a little bit more cash there. Let's go ahead and definitely grab up the horse tile. And we'll send our builder friend up there immediately and get the pasture up online. And then we'll have him head down. Actually, he's got 2 builds left. Let's have him head back. We'll build a farm here in the meantime, because we're still a ways away from getting to industrialization, which is where you get the Ruhr Valley. So we might as well build a farm there and take advantage in the short term. So now we have finished construction. Oh yeah, we slotted limes in. I screwed up. I should have done this last turn when we changed the policy card, but we want to come over here and put in ancient walls. So now, in the meantime, that gives us our boost to engineering. Is those ancient walls. So we have 7 turns to wait for that. So what we'll do is put some turns into military engineering here. And then we'll switch out of it and head towards astronomy. Because if we can get the Potala Palace, that would be nice as well. The extra diplomatic policy slot will go a long way towards helping us in the late game. Alright, so there we go. Now let's take a look. We got some horses to trade away too, so let's go ahead and do that. Now, I don't want to feed the beast and give them to Scythia, as I'm really hoping. Oh, is this Fez? Never mind. They've got an army back, so I'm pretty sure they're safe. So let's just go ahead and see if... And I called her Scythia again. I was doing so good. Fuck. Anyways, we'll make a deal here and... Oh, never mind. We already cleaned her out of gold, but let's see if she'll do gold per turn. She will. Alright, so... We're going to do this, and we're going to do it manually like we did last time, so hopefully we get 24 gold per turn out of her as well. Let's see here. So she's saying she'll give us 5 gold per turn. I bet you we can do better, but again, I'll edit this out, so I'll see you shortly. Alright, so as you can see here, we almost got rid of all our horses. We're down to 2 left, and now she won't do it. I think that she's actually not saying that she won't trade anything. However, I don't think she has any more gold per turn to trade us, so I think that's kind of why it's just not doing anything there. But double check here. Let's see, let's offer our... Yeah, that's what it is. She has no more gold to offer to trade, so that's a good problem for us to have. She's in a war with the Kree at the moment, so let's see if they will give anything for our horses, but apparently they don't want it. Let's see if he will do a better deal for the open borders. At least, there you go. So we'll take 5 free gold. At least now he's not wanting us to pay for it. That'll go a long way towards us helping improve our relationship with them. Now, as you can see, we got quite a bit more gold here. We're up to plus 69.3, not to mention the added income from our diplomatic favor. So we're definitely headed on the right path here. If you want to get good at Civ 6, subscribe and click the bell to keep up with the channel. Alright, so I think that's where we're going to leave it though, so I just want to say thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you haven't already, please leave a like on the video. I'd appreciate it. It goes a long way towards helping us get discovered. And even better yet, comment down below. Say anything. Say hi. Call me an asshole. I don't care. Whatever you want. Any engagement helps this channel get discovered, and clearly I'm a small channel. I need all the help I can get. Anyways, I'll shut up and I'll just see you in the next video.